Hi, my name is James Penson. My candidate number is 3105 and I'm here to explain to you my media coursework. So first of all, I was given a brief from an organisation named Create Action in order to asking me to create 2 media products promoting their organisation. So first of all, I looked at what exactly Create Action is, as well as their aims, in order to analyse the best possible method of executing those aims. So I found out that Create Action is a relatively new organisation, founded in 2016. So I already know that I need to advertise them as a new organisation that nobody knows about yet. And I also know that their aims are to encourage people, whether they're young or old, to consider a career in the creative sector. So I need to think about an audience of all ages. So I specifically planned to split the 2 media products into 2 very different audiences. For the first media product, I'm creating it for an audience of 15 to 25-year-olds. I'll primarily aim the media product towards an audience of explorers, as they're interested in new organisations or new products, so they will have a familiarity with Create Action and align slightly with their beliefs. And as a secondary audience, I plan to advertise Create Action towards an audience of aspirers as they seek status. Through this striving for status, as well as the idea that aspirers make up a majority of young people, advertising to aspirers will be advertising to a mainstream audience of young people aiming to go up within any industry that they would go into. So the next step in this project was research and planning, and I decided to use 2 methods. I decided to use interviewing and questionnaires, as I can gain both qualitative and quantitative results through the research process. First of all, I used questionnaires to find out about career aims, as well as running a poll to suggest which of the 3 potential logo designs inserted would best represent the organisation in their aims. I created a 10-question questionnaire in Microsoft Publisher and gave it to a sample of 10 in order to do this. And as well as questionnaires, I also used interviewing in order to find more qualitative data. I asked questions similar to the questionnaires, but in order to gain more qualitative results and more in-depth results. I also asked about aims in their specific career choices, as well as how an organisation like Create Action could potentially assist them in achieving those aims. Through the research and planning process, specifically in the questionnaires, I found that around 60% of my sample have already considered a career in the creative sector. So through this, I will advertise Create Action as well as the creative industries as a topic that the audience will already know slightly about, and then I can expand on that knowledge through the advertising. And as well as this, the interview results actually had held similar data to the questionnaires, in that the most popular areas were film and television. But I also found out more in-depth information, such as the idea that the sample that I selected came up with these career choices based on past experience and past interest. So I can bear that in mind when actually advertising the creative sector as well as Create Action, because then I know how individuals come up with their specific career choices, and that way Create Action can actually assist in that process by knowing how it works. Additionally, there was a variation of responses to the question, how could an organisation like Create Action potentially assist them in overcoming the barriers of entering the creative sector. But there was a consensus also in the results, in that my sample suggested that a lack of opportunities prevented them from entering the creative sector. And when asked about the steps that Create Action could take, they stated that Create Action could guide them through the types of careers that they would want to do, as well as guiding them through approaching them rather than expecting individuals to approach the organisation itself through platforms such as social media and going to schools and doing workshops. So overall, now gained three primary methods and ways of advertising Create Action, in that I'll advertise them as a new organisation that no one has heard of except for a small sample of the audience. Secondly, as an organisation that can assist individuals in entering the creative sector through approaching individuals. And thirdly, an organisation that will handle individuals of all ages. So that leads on to the pre-production, because since I gained an understanding of the ways to explore and present the issue of individuals entering or not entering the creative sector, I now understand how to create a media product through ideas explored through the research and planning and audience planning. So first of all, for the first media product, I plan to make a short video intended for platforms such as YouTube, in that they present brief advertisements that are skippable before the viewer watches the content that they have been looking for. And according to the video advertisement specifications, video advertisements range from around 30 seconds to about 6 minutes. So I plan to advertise Create Action in a video advertisement of around 5 minutes. And I plan to interview both students and teachers in 3 specific areas throughout my school, such as design technology, ICT, and the drama department of performing arts. I will create a montage of individuals in their specific subject areas doing work, and then add voiceover consisting of the areas that Create Action works in and how they can assist students in those specific subject areas, as audiences will be able to socially identify with the activities presented, as well as personally identify with the individuals and students and teachers presented on the media product. And secondarily, I plan to create a second media product using more traditional media. I plan to create posters for older audiences intended for platforms such as newspapers or magazines, as those are the most likely types of media for older audiences to look at. I plan to include an individual, an image of the individual, slicing the environment in half, and on the left including information and imagery related to the past, as well as information and imagery of the present and the modern creative industry on the right, as to tailor towards a resigned audience who's interested in social issues today, as well as a reformed audience interested in social issues today, as well as a resigned audience interested in the past. Through socially and personally identifying with the media products, I'm sure that the audience would know that Create Action is the product they should be looking for. So I think that concludes the presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, James. When it comes to your campaign, you've clearly done your research and you know exactly what needs to be done. When it comes to your campaign as a whole, for both of them, which are the weak areas? What are your weaknesses, and what are you going to do to improve it?
I think that the weaker areas throughout the process of thinking about what to do for the media products may be in interviewing, because although I took a sample of 10 individuals for the questionnaires and 10 individuals for the interviews, I could have improved by including a larger sample. However, through the process of making the media products, I also plan on getting an input from individuals during the production of the media product in order to perhaps adjust the production process if required.
What is the name of your campaign?
The name of the campaign, as Create Action although Create Action have suggested that I can make up my own campaign name, I plan to remain on their planning and their strategies by attaching the name Design, Innovate, Create.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, James. That was very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.